Hey yo, it's time for the one series on my channel that actually makes you a better player. At least it's made me a better player. Welcome to Allegiance University, episode 3. So some of you may have already heard, but Allegiance, which is the esports org I'm currently signed with as a content creator, is closing down at the end of the year. And while this is definitely sad news, I'm of course going to continue this series since a lot of you really enjoy it and love how useful and easy to understand all the tips are. I know for myself, just the first 2 episodes have already made me a much smarter, better player. As you're about to see, episode 3 is no exception. Let's get it.
So this is Grand Champion, right?
Yep, we went all the way to the top for this one. Somewhat the top, I guess there's still the pro level, but yeah, we went straight to Grand Champ. This will be very helpful for me to watch the next level, basically what I'm trying to get to.
So we're watching Cheeky Lad and Dux. Both of these guys are in the 1600 range. That's a little bit further up than Grand Champion, so it means that they know what they're doing here. They've been here a while, so this is definitely going to be a good replay to learn from.
Let's go. You almost always comment on the kickoff, so I'm curious what.
So I was actually just about to say that this kickoff right here that he does is he's intentionally losing this kickoff. He's placing it in a way that he's going to be the second person to hit this to lose a 50-50 to the back right. His teammates now going for this back right boost. The back right boost is there for him to take, and he's turning for this ball that's now being forced to him to the back right, and they get possession off the kickoff, controlling the match and setting the pace of play right from the beginning.
Dang, it was next level. I didn't even realize. I thought he lost it. Yeah, it looks like about my level, I would say. I'll guess plat 3.
Pretty accurately. We see him doing that diagonal side flip off the wall.
I just love watching GCs, how solid they look. It's so satisfying just to watch movement.
Yeah, it's very efficient and consistent gameplay. They are capable of hitting almost everything. Here we see a lot of players will see this ball is coming here. The boosts spawn in front of him, but instead of going for that side boost, instead he turns here, even though he's so close to that boost, and focuses on the ball. So he could take this boost and turn on the ball, but what he does is he turns here. This distance is the difference between Dobby being here when he hits it, or Dobby being on the ball when he comes to hit it.
Virge, I don't think I understand this. So you're saying he went for the ball over boost? I'm not sure I can. It's not quite computing for me here. I don't quite get that.
Again, fully focuses on the ball, and because of that, he beats Dobby by just a second. And again, that was the second that he saved by turning for the ball instead of going for the boost. Here again, we see another instance, even at the highest level, where a player's just hitting the ball away. This is a very common mistake. You always want to make sure that you're checking to see the space that you have. Caleb wasn't coming to challenge him. He could have taken his time with this ball, maintained possession, and possibly made a threatening shot onto the net. But because he just hits this ball away, they lose possession and now have to use their resources, their boost, and their positioning to get the ball back. So now we see they're on defense with low boost, and this is because he hits the ball away. They use all their boost to get upfield. The opponents get the ball, turn it around quickly, and now they're back here with very low boost, trying to keep this ball from going in front of their net.
So close to getting it out, too.
And again, we see it's just that one mistake earlier where he hits the ball away, turns around, and leads into a goal. It's these tiny mistakes that these players make at this level that are the difference between a goal and not a goal. And so again, Dux is sitting right there in the back corner, waiting to take this ball with full boost.
Very nice.
These spins and rotations aren't freestyling. A lot of people mistake this as a freestyle. These rotations are because that little difference in the way that his boost is pointing is going to control his speed that much differently. His thruster is changing directions, but very, very tightly. It's not a very big change. And all these rotations are in order to control the speed that his car is going to match the speed of this ball.
I think we saw that a lot with Gimmick in the last RLCS, right?
Exactly.
I feel like a lot of people thought he was freestyling when he would do so many rapid spins, but really it was just his best way of controlling the ball, and it worked really well for him, obviously.
Exactly. He does those spins and rotations to control which way his boost is pointing. After the kickoff here, this is an autopilot mode right here. Everybody goes for boost if they're losing the ball on the kickoff every single time. And it's something that we do so habitually that it's just become the norm. Like it's like
guilty.
Instead of going for this boost, and granted, Dux does save this, but this is still a habit that you want to build to be the perfect player. He should rotate back here because they've lost possession of the ball. The opponents are threatening from over here. If he's going all the way this way for boost, this much time that he's driving this way, the ball is going towards his net. And so instead of driving away from the ball and away from your net and away from the play, you want to turn and go towards the net and get into better positioning with low boost.
Yeah, I think a reoccurring theme we've learned in actually both episodes we've done before is the value of just being there, like being a presence.
Exactly.
It's such an impact on defense just to be there.
Exactly. Like if he's just sitting right here, that allows Dux to make a play. Dux can force him to take a bad shot, and you're good to go with 48 boost. You could grab this one for 60 or this one for 60, but ideally 48 boost puts you in the perfect spot to make any save in net. So we see here this level of play, how early they're jumping for the ball. Before it bounces, they're reading this.
Yeah.
He knows that this ball is going to now bounce off the corner and bounce somewhat down. So he pre-jumps it. He's jumped before the ball has bounced now. And he's already flying to where it's going to be. And this is the speed that you have to be able to read bounces at if you want to compete at the highest level.
It's funny because you don't even really think, like I didn't even really think about that when I saw that because it just made sense. What he did made sense.
Right.
You think that's what you do, but you pointing that, I was like, no, there's no way I would have read that. I would have waited till that bounce 100%.
You can tell he's upset with himself. He really wanted to score this. It's a really good shot. So notice here how he cancels his flip. And this is not for style. Damn. This is not for bonus brownie points.
Well, we all know the very advanced move, like the ceiling shot and stuff, but the flip cancel on a shot like this is one of the more subtle advanced moves.
When he decides to flip right here, notice how far back his nose is leaning. When he's going to flip, if he's just going to straight flip into this ball, by the time that he's finished flipping, his nose is going to be probably here on the ball. And that's what he was trying to avoid. And so you see here, he's canceling his flip. So by the time he does hit the ball, he's hitting it higher up than he would have if he just followed through with his flip.
And all that is, guys, is just he's holding this stick up right after he flips. He's immediately just holding the stick up, and that's canceling the flip.
Even then, it still wasn't enough to get this ball low enough.
Wasn't quite enough.
It still hits the post and bounces out. He's really upset. He's like, man, I feel like I did everything right with that shot.
So close.
So again, here we see he's staying upfield. He has 15 boost. He's not leaving for boost. He's sticking around, grabbing pennies, and just being a threat to the ball, making the opponents panic because they're worried about him sticking around and hitting it as opposed to leaving for boost. He then gets boost when he has the time to.
Beautiful. Oh, I just love
so this pass here was really, really good. He sees Cheeky Lad's got a bunch of open space. Both of the opponents are on the same rotation. So he hits this upfield in a spot in between Cheeky and the net. So Cheeky has the space to turn and take a shot on net. Unfortunately, Cheeky's touch isn't the best one. But again, that's a very difficult shot, especially with having as much boost as he did. So here we see him, he slows this play down because a lot of players will just full boost and drive into this and hit it off of the backboard. But he knows his teammates upfield. He's not in a position to receive a pass off the backboard. So he slows this play down, jumps off the wall, and doesn't move his stick. Watch how he stays pointing. When he jumps out here, his nose is going to be perfectly lined up with the ball. And a lot of players think that as soon as you jump, you have to start pointing towards the ball. You want to let go of your stick on most air dribbles. This is going to give you the most control. So he gets that control touch by letting go of his stick. And now the ball pushes out exactly the way that he's facing and going at the same speed. He messes up his second touch, but he set himself up very well. Really good angled shot here.
And they've got a competitive game again.
So yeah, now 58 seconds to go. 2 goals is definitely doable. A wave dash kickoff. I'm not a big fan of these. I think that these use up too much boost. I think that you should be holding at least 12 boost after your kickoff in most scenarios to give yourself that ability to recover. So here, the entire time through this, notice here how after he jumps and lines himself up initially, he doesn't move. So he jumps, lines himself up, and now holds still because this is the angle that he needs to hit this ball at. He's already lined up, and now all he has to do is get in position and flip into the ball. Cheeky does really well here as well. He positions across at the far post so that if Dux does miss, he's now here to redirect the ball in. I think that's what ends up happening. The ball's going to hit post and go out, and now he's here to make sure that it goes in. Here we see him taking off backwards and being able to aerial. Again, another skill that is definitely necessary for the highest level of play. He's in a really awkward spot, but because he has so much control of his car, he's able to instantly jump backwards and get up for this ball and clear it to safety. Here we see both of them playing in the same corner, really, really close to each other. Dux throws it. It goes just a little bit too high over Cheeky, and now he can't get to this ball first. Caleb intercepts it, capitalizing off of that minuscule mistake as soon as it happens.
So should Dux not have thrown that, or should Cheeky have been further away?
Cheeky should be further away in this situation. Dux now pops the ball right here. If you're Dux in this situation, and you should recognize that Cheeky is pretty close, you kind of just want to not flip into this and just keep pushing it and let Cheeky come hit it off of you. So see, that flip is what pushes that away from Cheeky, giving Caleb just enough space to come in and score this.
And of course, you know, as most analysis goes, we took a replay where the game didn't go their direction, but that's what we asked for.
We saw their gameplay. Their gameplay spoke for itself. These guys are phenomenal players. Not every single game of ranked matters. It's all about how you played, and if you feel like you played your best, then you know that you're going to improve the next game and the next game and the next game, and you'll be a better player every single time.
And the best thing, of course, is that these guys provided us with some great stuff to learn from, I think.
Big thank you. It's not easy to get criticized, especially in front of an audience.
Especially when you're at the highest level.
Yeah.
Or the highest rank.
Definitely.
You know, I haven't decided the next rank we'll be analyzing, so I guess you'll just have to find out. Let me know what rank you guys would like to see, I guess. From everybody at Allegiance University, which is me and Virge. So long.